One of the things that I try to teach my clients is that this job market is different. It is going to be more rejection probably than people have ever felt. Where do you get your resiliency from? Was it modeled for you? Yeah, how do you get through these kind of tough times, or what do you recommend to people who are going through it?
I think the biggest thing is, being honest with yourself, right? Sometimes noting that, like, this is hard is, like, a good thing. With equally, this has a solution, right? So, like, this is tough, but this has a solution. Watching, my mom battle with breast cancer as a kid, I saw a woman who, although it was tough, she was still, like, finding her own solution. Still getting to work. She was a nurse and became a cosmetologist and, like, leaned into her passion and dreams of doing hair professionally. So there's kind of that, hey, it's hard, but there's a solution. I remember someone saying once, if you're like a speaker, that when you go and speak to an audience, like, they don't want you to lose, right? Like, if they came to, like, be motivated or encouraged or inspired, they don't want you to lose, right? Like, they actually want you to deliver exactly what you said you were. So I tend to think about that even when I was in the job hunt. I'm like, well, the person who's interviewing me doesn't want me to be bad, right? They're actually hoping, especially if I made it to the interview, they're hoping that I blow them away, because, like, that makes their job a little bit easier. But it's just that thought process of, like, whoever I'm interacting with, they don't want me to lose. And then I always think about a no, especially because I got so many. When I say so many, I mean hundreds of no's. I think of no equals next opportunity. And so if this doesn't happen, then there is something coming for me. I gotta stay prayed up if that's what you do. I gotta write it down. I had a good homie of mine, and he would send himself emails of jobs that were going to hire him or companies that were hiring him. So he would schedule an email saying you got the job and, like, all the information in there. And then he actually ended up getting a job with a big company that, he really admired and really wanted to be working for. And so I was like, man, that's powerful, right? Like, there was no job like that in sight for him, but he kept that, like, next opportunity kind of mindset.